Juventus have moved to sign Hellas Verona defender Juan Cabal ahead of Inter Milan. This according to Sky Sport Italia transfer market expert Gianluca Marzio via Internews. He reports that the Bianconeri have found an agreement with Verona on a deal worth €10 12 million. Inter have been working to try and sign Verona defender Cabal over the last week or so. The Nerazzurri have been in talks with both the players' representatives and with Verona. It now looks clear that Cabal will be heading to Juventus rather than to Inter this summer. Manchester United have refused to rule out moves for centre-backs Jarrad Branthwaite and Matthijs de Ligt following the signing of Leny Yoro from Lille. Club sources say Yoro was their priority, and a deal they were able to progress quickly after 2 offers were rejected for Everton defender Branthwaite. Branthwaite is under contract at Everton until 2027 and is valued at between £70 million and £80 million. Bayern reputedly want £42 million for Ligt. West Ham are in talks with Saudi Pro League side Etihad over the transfer of midfielder N'Golo Kante, according to The Guardian. The 33-year-old French star could be on his way back to the Premier League after a year away. The East Londoners are desperate for a defensive midfielder after a disappointing loan stint from Calvin Phillips last season. New manager Julian Lopetegui is reportedly a long-time admirer of Kante and even tried to sign him during his short spell at Real Madrid. Celta Vigo have been hunting for a Georgian Strand Larsen replacement over the last few weeks, following the Norwegians' move to Premier League side Wolves. Throughout the process, their top target has been Real Betis' Borja Iglesias, and it now seems like they're about to secure his signature. Iglesias is doing pre-season training with Betis, but he's not Emmanuel Pellegrini's plans for the upcoming season. Celta have been pushing to sign him, and he does prioritise a move to Balaídos, although they face strong competition from Rayo Vallecano and clubs in the Bundesliga. Fortunately for Celta, they've now reached an agreement with Betis. Diaro AS have reported that the 31-year-old striker will sign on loan, with medical tests to be completed over the weekend. Lionel Messi issued a stern notice to his Argentina teammates to conduct themselves properly after their Copa America final win against Colombia last Sunday. Controversy has erupted over a video showing Enzo Fernandez and other members of the Argentina squad singing a chant aimed at the France team that's been described as racist and transphobic. The French Football Federation, FF, and many others have criticised those Argentina players for their actions. FIFA has put off a decision on a Palestinian bid to suspend Israel from international football until after the Paris Olympics, saying both parties have requested more time to submit their positions. The Palestinian Football Association, PFA, had submitted a proposal to suspend Israel in May over the war in Gaza, with FIFA ordering an urgent legal evaluation and promising to address it at an extraordinary meeting of its council in July. Football's global governing body said on Thursday the legal assessment would now be shared with its council by all 31. Manchester United are expected to park their interest Matthijs de Ligt once they seal the capture of Lille prodigy Leny Yoro. Unless there are defensive sales, Manchester United headed into the summer with the intention of strengthening at centre-back, and Ligt, 24, was identified as a priority target alongside Yoro. However, United are looking now to press ahead with strengthening in other areas after landing the France under-21 star, putting any move for the Bayern Munich man on hold. That's not to say they won't return, however. United can make further changes in defence if players can be moved on, and they remain admirers of the former Ajax man. Real Madrid will not be bogged down by missing out on Leny Yoro. Club officials have already moved on from the Saga, and they're about to step up their efforts to sign a different teenage talent, Franco Masanduono. Masanduono has been on Real Madrid's radar for some time. He's very highly regarded in the offices of the 15-time European champions, and although he cannot join them till next summer, work is being done to secure an agreement in the coming months, as reported by Fabrizio Romano. River Plate director Macias Batanian has travelled to Spain, and one of the items on his itinerary involves the situation with Masanduono. It's likely that discussions with Real Madrid officials could take place in the next few days. Borussia Dortmund have announced the signing of Serhou Guirassy from Stuttgart despite concerns surrounding his fitness. Dortmund have been interested in Guirassy since the start of the summer and seem certain to sign him before the Bundesliga side announced that during medical tests they had found an underlying injury which stalled the deal between Die Schwarzschilben and Stuttgart. The 28-year-old's injury does not require surgery and therefore would only need the striker to be put on a rehabilitation program, Guirassy said. When Borussia Dortmund asks, it's something special, and it's important for me to say I came here to win titles. That's my goal. That's what drives me. The club showed what's possible at BVB last year by reaching the Champions League final. Spurs are now attempting to hijack Fulham's £40 million move for Manchester United midfielder Scott McTominay. The Lilywhites are closely tracking the Scottish international and are contemplating a bid. Fulham had previously shown interest in McTominay and even had a bid rejected, with Manchester United setting a minimum asking price of £40 million. The 27-year-old central midfielder is in the final year of his contract with the Red Devils, which expires next June, though the club has the option to extend it by 1 year. Tottenham manager Ange Postecoglou is said to be a big admirer of McTominay and sees him as a valuable addition to the squad. The good news hasn't stopped there for Real Madrid, however, with the club announcing a third deal in 3 days on Thursday. The La Liga and Champions League winners have officially confirmed versatile star Lucas Vazquez has signed a 1-year contract. Real Madrid are determined to sign Liverpool ace Trent Alexander-Arnold. Talk of a swoop this summer has swirled. The fact Alexander-Arnold has entered the final year of his deal at Anfield is adding to the speculation. However, we've been told Real Madrid's true intentions are to sign the right back as a free agent in 2025. Of course, such a move relies on Alexander-Arnold not signing an extension with Liverpool. Kasper Schmeichel has signed a 1-year deal at Scottish Premiership champions Celtic. Sky Sports News reported last week the former Leicester goalkeeper had agreed terms to join the Hoops after his brief spell at Belgian club Anderlecht came to an end this summer. Manchester United have reportedly made progress in their bid to bring Manuel Ugarte to Old Trafford. United have agreed personal terms with the 23-year-old, who was a regular in the Uruguay starting lineup at this summer's Copa America. PSG would be open to selling for around £50 million as they look to make room in the squad for a big money for Benfica star João Neves. United are determined to bring in a defensive midfielder this summer after that area of the pitch proved their real issues during last season's troubles. Liverpool support say no to Rabiot. Of course, with any transfer rumour there is bound to be a huge reaction, and talk of Rabiot potentially being on Liverpool's radar has triggered some supporters to express their feelings on such links. Judging by the majority of responses on X, it would appear many Reds fans are against the idea of the midfielder making the move to Anfield this summer. Fabrizio Romano confirmed the blow for United in an X post earlier today, claiming that the European giant are now ready to advance in talks to sign Neves after the player gives the green light for a move to France. PSG are now ahead in the race to sign Neves while talks are taking place. It's not a done deal as of yet, negotiations are continuing. Tottenham have been handed a big boost by Premier League rivals Brentford as the Bees have slashed their asking price for star striker Ivan Toney by 50%. The England international is expected to move on from the G-Tech Community Stadium during the current transfer window, as the forward has just 1 year remaining on his contract and is not going to sign a new deal with the London club. This situation attracted a lot of interest from Premier League clubs as Arsenal and Chelsea considered a move for Toney in January. However, Brentford placed a £100 million price tag on the 28-year-old, which scared the London Giants away. Asking price has now been halved, with Brentford willing to accept less than £50 million for Toney. Tottenham and West Ham are believed to be the only two clubs left in the race for the Englishman. 2 years on from being snubbed by Rafinha, then Leeds, Arsenal can finally sign the Brazilian winger after reportedly being given the green light from the player. After keeping Leeds in the Premier League, Rafinha got his dream move to Barcelona despite strong interest from the Gunners, Chelsea and Newcastle, but he could be on the move again. He also retains interest from the Saudi Pro League, but Rafinha's preference is return to the Premier League, with Barcelona demanding a fee close to £50 million Cillian that would recoup the initial outlay to Leeds in 2022. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's son Maximilian has signed his first professional contract at his father's former club AC Milan. Maximilian, 17, will likely feature with the Milan youth team next season as he aims to follow in his father's footsteps. Ibrahimovic, who also played for Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester United, announced his retirement from football last year and is now an advisor for AC Milan after finishing his career with the Italian side.